Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Today's show is brought to you by MyBookie.com. Bet on anything, anytime, from anywhere with MyBookie.com, and the promo code Drinkin' Bros will double your deposit up to $1,000. Bet with us or against us on MyBookie.com. Welcome to the Monday morning recap. We're early, kids. It's 5:09 on the East Coast right now.
409 is a kitchen cleaner, right?
Sure is. Sure is. And that's Central. That's where we're at.
There not a sponsor.
No free ads.
No free ads.
I do love them, though.
No free ads.
I mean, it mixes with vodka pretty well.
Who used the 409 here to clean up this Deshaun Watson thing? This is crazy to me. If you're, I don't know, living under a rock and you didn't hear that Deshaun Watson got a 6-game suspension for 24 women accusing him of sexual misconduct, then I really can't help you at this point. Although I would like to hear what everybody's thoughts and feelings are on it, though. I was personally shocked that it was only 6 games.
I agree with that. I was surprised that it was only 6 because people have been very vocal about this. Mm-hmm. And like the Ray Rice thing, if we had never seen that video, chances are he would have been suspended for like 4 to 6 games.
Maybe a game.
And that would have been the end of it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But once the video came out and ESPN got involved and lost their fucking minds, which, you know, good. In that scenario, I'm glad that the video came out because that guy's a piece of shit. But I don't know if you watched if you watched Sports Center or Get Up or First Take this morning, but it was
actually know.
It was unwatchable.
And what were they saying?
More than usual?
Yeah, what were they saying?
Well, Ryan Clark actually referred to them as like, this is a pretty learned panel. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You guys are a bunch of morons. That happened, like a couple of you happened to play football and the rest of you are fucking dolts. Mm-hmm. Like you're an idiot. You don't know how the fucking legal process works. And it was everybody tiptoeing around like, oh, we don't want to make a judgment on it because technically he didn't commit a crime, but blah, blah, blah. And then it's like continuously talking about how the NFL is not interested in protecting women. Well, guess what, bud? It's a football league.
Yeah.
It's not their job to protect women. That's the criminal justice system's job. And the criminal justice system said no crimes were committed.
Yeah,
right?
I think we can say that we have a massage problem.
They said they couldn't prove they didn't have enough evidence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's like if you can do that, then you get away with crimes. That's how it works here. And the one dude that was on Monday Night Football, what's his name?
Recently?
No, the black dude that was like the
Booger McFarland?
No.
Mike Tirico?
Or no, I'm sorry, Sunday Night Football. It's the guy that's super boring.
Oh, Tony Dungy.
No, he's on NBC.
He does kind of look like Tony Dungy.
I know who you're talking about. I just forget his name.
Hold on.
Yeah.
He's boring as shit. It just blows my mind how off. Like, I mean, Deshaun Watson, like, literally needed a hand job every time someone touched him.
Yeah.
Like, if you brush up against Deshaun Watson in line at, like, Chick-fil-A, he's going to need you to jack him off.
You owe him an HJ.
You know,
he's expecting a Western grip.
Yeah.
That's so. Lewis Riddick is the guy I'm talking about.
Yep. Okay.
Lewis Riddick was on the show and he goes, "If he's not guilty, then why did he pay all those settlements?" Like, dude, that's not even close to how the fucking criminal justice system works. You pay that shit so they'll go the fuck away so you can move on with your fucking life, regardless if you're guilty or not.
Because sometimes you just don't want to be in court for 4 years.
Sure. The most shocking thing to me when it was released today was that it was 76 women in an 18-month period who had given him massages.
Yeah.
The other thing that's interesting is in his contract for the Cleveland Browns, he's only allowed to use the Cleveland Browns masseuse and no one else.
Smart.
That masseuse is getting paid like $3 million a year.
Man.
Right? And wearing a full face shield the whole time.
Full face shield, 2 wrist guards.
Yeah.
It's like they're going to file carpal tunnel on job incident at some point. Look, I don't know what happened with any of this stuff. It does seem like he's kind of a scumbag, but it's not the talking points that I heard on the shows this morning, which is that the NFL doesn't protect women and that he must be guilty of everything because he paid the settlements and blah blah blah. Bullshit. Everything these people say is fucking stupid.
Listen, Dan, they wear pink for a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
For
what else
breast
are they
cancer.
supposed to do?
They've done enough for women.
Is it? It's not the NFL's job. Like technically, it's everyone's job collectively as a society to take care of problems, whatever it happens to be. Whether it's the way women are treated or anything else. That is technically true, but it is not specifically the NFL's job to concern itself with the criminal justice system and how it treats women. That's the criminal justice system's problem.
But
you know what I mean?
I think what they're saying is it's a black eye for the league itself. And if you look at their past indiscretions there, let's take Ben Roethlisberger, right? He got accused by one woman, just one. He got 6 games, and it turned out he was innocent. He wasn't prosecuted by law.
Not guilty is not the same as innocent.
Well,
Yeah.
But yes.
so,
Right.
but same thing. He got 6 games for that with just one woman.
By the way, I'm not saying that he shouldn't get suspended. The NFL's got its own personal conduct policy, just like a lot of private organizations, not even sports, just like in the business world. Like, you're not allowed to do this. For example, if you're in a branded vehicle for a company, you can't go to the competitor, right? Like if you were driving the fucking Burger King fucking van around, you can't go through the McDonald's drive-through. It's not a good look. That's a silly example, but it's like this is all throughout the business community. It's not just about sports.
100%.
So I'm fine with them suspending him or whatever the fuck they want to do. I don't think he's been aggrieved, I guess, but I am surprised by the 6 games. That was short.
Very short. Very
Like
short.
I honestly think it should be 0. Like if you can't prove he fucking did something illegal, then fuck you, right?
So some other people were on the other side of that, and they said, look, he did sit out all of last year. Well, he sat out last year because they were trying to trade him and get rid of him, and they also didn't know what was going to happen with all of these women.
Yeah, he volunteered to sit out
Yeah.
last year
Right.
Well,
That's
how
another
do,
thing,
how do you
right?
figure that?
But he got paid.
because he wouldn't play for the
He
Texans.
just didn't want to play for the
wouldn't play.
Texans.
Yeah.
That was the whole reason he sat out. Wasn't because of the legal issues.
Yeah.
But the real question is, he hasn't played in a year. He's not going to be playing football for a year and a half.
well, longer than that.
What
really,
exactly
technically,
are
right?
we going to expect out of him?
Yeah, it's gonna take him a little while to get back in the groove. you would
Yeah.
think, right.
He's
He's not allowed to practice with the team,
No, he is.
and not once preseason starts.
Yes.
So once preseason starts, he's out. So he gets about a month with the team.
But he
and
can't.
then
He can't play in the preseason games, but he can go practice through preseason. And
He
then
can practice up
during
until
the-
preseason, but after that, he's suspended from team activities. I think, right?
And then, I mean, even Michael Vick had, game reps in jail.
Oh yeah.
Because, I mean,
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
on the team. It was kind of like, what was
See, it would've
Gridiron
been-
Gang or whatever?
Yeah. It would have been better.
The longest
for,
yard.
Or longest yard.
It would have
that's
been
what
better for Watson to have served some prison time. That way, you could have played with Adam Sandler.
and had a fun time
Nelly.
with it. Yeah,
Burt Reynolds is dead though.
he is.
But not-
R.I.P.
Not in our hearts. but
Recently.
he's-
I mean, he died recently.
he
so
died like this year.
If he was in jail last year, yeah, he could have got Burt Reynolds.
He could have done it
Would've been
easily.
smart.
What do you
Would've
think he would have gotten, Delco?
Burt Reynolds.
What do you think Watson would have got?
Watson would have got what?
What was the suspension you thought he was going to get?
No, I just thought teams weren't going to, I thought they were just going to avoid him at all costs. I didn't think it was going to be a suspension.
Well, no, the problem with that, and at first I thought that too, but fucking Kaepernick and who was the kid from Carolina, the dude from Carolina, they kind of
Cam
got
Newton?
like no, it
Jake
was
Delhomme.
no, it was a receiver from the Panthers, and nobody would sign them. Or no, I'm sorry, defensive back, and nobody would sign him because he was kneeling for the anthem as well. And then he sued the NFL, and he was part of that that lawsuit that Kaepernick was.
Yeah, and Carolina ended up signing him. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like the collusion between the league to not hire somebody because of some shit that the league hadn't addressed specifically. That's apparently illegal, I guess.
I just think it is so hard to find a great quarterback that you're willing to put your team through this fucking mess because it's a goddamn mess.
I mean, yeah.
And I don't know if you're a Browns fan. Like I had Browns fans because I mean going to Ohio State, a lot of my fraternity brothers and all that shit. There's a lot of Browns fans out there in the goddamn world. I got a ton of text messages, and they were fucking amped this morning. They were like, "He only got 6 games. Let's fucking go. Browns are back." And I'm like, "Are they?" And do you feel cool
Yes.
cheering about that?
There are degrees of things, right? Like there's a construction worker catcalling somebody, and I find that behavior irritating and unnecessary, but I wouldn't call it criminal. It's just kind of you're a douchebag, right? And then there's other stuff, and it goes up from there. Obviously, we know where it ends. I don't know where this falls in the spectrum because I don't know all the details. We haven't really been given a whole lot of the details other than he may have used money and pressure to influence people to fucking jack him off.
Well, we know the Texans did because they've already paid.
Yeah, sure. What I'm saying is he didn't rape anybody.
Right.
And
Well, that is technically
Hand rape.
Rape, kind of. It's not like full-on vaginal.
How is it rape? Explain
It's
that.
sexual. I mean, I guess sexual assault. You're getting semantic there. You're forcing someone to perform a sex act that they don't want to perform.
How is he forcing them to do it, though?
You
right?
just said through pressure and money and other ways.
Yeah, but that's not like
I mean, so
a
you're
court of
saying-
law would not consider that to be sexual assault even. For example, Louis C.K. used money and pressure, like fame and pressure, I guess. Maybe not money, but that's not.
They never actually physically touched Louis.
Right.
That's true. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big distinction.
It's a strange one, but if you're a Browns fan today, I don't know how you can be amped about this, and this is your quarterback for the next, 5 years?
Regardless of that shit, he's still a fucking, everybody can recognize that he's a fucking dirtbag. Like Bob said, this is not just about, everybody watches, what's that porn channel, Fantasy Massage or Massage Fantasy or some shit like that. Everybody, you don't pretend like you don't watch it.
I'm a Pornhub guy.
Like
Yeah.
a Nuru.
Yeah, everybody has these fucking massage fantasies, or not everybody, but most dudes do. It's one thing to think about that thing or that from time to time. It's another thing, like he said, and you've got to spare 5 minutes. Let's go yell at somebody or pay them or corner them in the room until they jack me off. You know what I mean?
But there's rub and tug places out there. There's even maps, rubandtugmaps.com. No free ads, obviously, but those guys, you know where to find them.
This is one of the few people. It's happened. So it's clearly happening, like I said, every fucking day or something, where if he came out and said, I'm a sex addict or I'm addicted to hand jobs, I would be like, yeah, I buy that. I buy. I wouldn't buy it, like that South Park episode where they're like, come on, we know,
Yeah.
Like this one, I'd be like, it's so weird and specific.
That's not an acceptable excuse anymore. It used to be for a long time.
Yeah.
You could fucking go roughshod over the entire female community in your area.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, I'm a sex addict. Sorry to my wife and kids. And then everybody's like, all right, cool. Take fucking 3 months off and come back and you're good. Mm-hmm. Now it's just like, okay, cool.
Well, here's the thing. Monday Night Football, he puts up, 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, does the Michael Vick game against the Redskins. It's all forgotten. Everyone just he can ball. He's one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
And
We love a comeback story.
Vic was 33, 34.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson's 26. So when he's going to get to play a full season next year, and he'll only be 27.
And he's not even hit his prime yet. I
Yeah.
mean, for most quarterbacks, it's 28 to 35. This guy's got a lot of good years left. The only thing that I can think that's even, close to this was when Tyson got out of prison. And then immediately it was forgotten. It was like, we're going to see the Tyson fight. We all fucking paid. We all showed up and watched it.
Yeah.
Because the other thing with this, for me, is did the NFL look at the fucking schedule and be like, oh, hey, your first game is going to be against the Ravens. That's going to be a huge game. Your first home game is going to be against the Bengals. It's a massive game. You're putting Joe Burrow from the Super Bowl up against Deshaun Watson. Usually you get fucking 8 games. Half the season or whatever it is for something like this.
I'm not saying it's right, but I think we hold our quarterbacks to a different standard than our fighters. We just expect fighters to just be fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Total dirtbags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we should, by the way. Mm-hmm. Combat and combat sports are different. You can't fucking split people's fucking wigs all day and go home for hugs at night. It doesn't work that way. I've lived that life, and believe me, it doesn't work that way. Sorry to all you fucking military wives out there that think that a dude was gone for 10 years murdering people and he's going to come back and be a sweetheart.
It's going to be
It
normal.
ain't going to happen.
It's going to be
Now,
normal.
By the way, the Browns could very well be 4-2.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Yeah, when
Read off their schedule.
At Carolina, they'll
Who's their backup?
Opening week.
It's Jacoby Brissett, but think about the defense that they have.
But here's the other thing. Brissett, just as a fill-in for a few games.
He's good.
He's not that bad.
He's probably the best backup in the NFL, to be honest.
Not that bad at all, dude.
Put some respect on Chase Daniel.
Has he even played a game in his whole career yet?
No. We got Mizzou guys running the board,
So
giving
it's-
cheers and applause.
So it's at Carolina, then home against the Jets, home against the Steelers. Those are both wins.
And so, by the way, as far on the Carolina front, they just started training camp. It's against Mayfield. Mayfield still couldn't throw a fucking touchdown even in their goddamn practice. It's unbelievable. Durr threw 5. He threw 5 touchdowns. They split reps evenly.
Practice.
I know. And in practice, he couldn't throw a fucking touchdown.
No, and he never will. He sucks.
God damn it.
Doesn't suck. He's
so-
a starting quarterback in the league.
He's not anymore. He's not going to start week 1.
I know, but there's teams that would use Baker Mayfield.
Week 4 is at Atlanta. That's a win for the Browns for sure, because they don't have anybody.
Yeah.
They have no receivers. They have Pitts. That's it.
No, they just Drake London's there.
Come on, man. And to be honest, we don't even know who Atlanta is yet. I still
You know who their starting quarterback is,
Is
right?
it Mariota?
No.
They just named it yesterday. Mariota is the starting quarterback for Atlanta.
Is there any
Awful, isn't
is
it?
there any
Marcus, I won't start a playoff game because my new contract is
Yep.
coming up.
Yeah.
Mariota.
Yeah.
is there any
That's a business decision. Okay. Respect to my man.
Is there any action on porn star Jimmy going to Atlanta? Because I'm hearing a lot about that. Like it seems very likely that Atlanta's going to have fucking porn star Jimmy as their
So
starting
they
quarterback.
tried to get Baker Mayfield, right? And we skipped over this because the story was a week behind when we do the show on Monday, and it was like, this is old news by now. Atlanta was willing to deal for him during the last draft. They said 4th or 5th. Cleveland wanted 2nd or 3rd, and then they wanted somebody to come in and evenly split the salary, which nobody wanted to do. And then after that, the draft exploded. Mayfield had to give 3.8 of his own money back to make that deal happen, and I believe it did end up for, a 5th-round pick for Carolina? So the pick was right at the end of the day. They just needed to dump him and move on. With Mariota, I don't even know what that guy is anymore. Like, he hasn't played.
Nothing there.
I think he played 2 games maybe for the Raiders when Carr got hurt.
Yeah, and they kind of rotated him in and out. He had,
Yeah.
packages and stuff. He was
strange.
fine. He was fine.
It was strange. So, yeah, getting Jimmy G down there, probably not. Look, Atlanta's in the shitter anyways, man. It's my team, and it sucks. It's probably not the worst move at this
Jimmy
point.
G is quite a bit better than Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
Probably.
No, not probably. He's quite a bit better.
Well, we just haven't seen Marcus Mariota in a couple years, so who
Don't
fucking
forget
knows?
the future.
And they've got his coordinator. So Mariota's offensive
Yeah.
coordinator is in Atlanta
But
now.
you usually don't get better by not playing.
I agree.
I think
Look,
they drafted Desmond Ridder with the intention
They did.
of having him be the future.
Which he's not. We saw it in the Alabama game. Once you went up against a real team, those are NFL guys for Alabama on defense.
Yep.
And he looked like dog shit. He looked afraid.
Well, I mean,
now
it
imagine
was-
going against the real NFL.
You know, that's the same way that Joe Burrow looked in the first season of his career in the NFL, too, right? Because he had no offensive line. Things change a lot when there are grown men protecting you from the other grown men.
But you know what was weird, though, about that game? We were texting about it the whole time. What Ritter's problem wasn't even like protection in terms of sacks.
He was getting balls batted down.
Batted down, yeah.
Everything was getting batted
But he's
down.
6'5".
I know. It was like, it was unbelievable. I've never seen a dude get batted that many times.
He single-handedly he cost Cincinnati that game because their defense was
Defense
defense
was good.
balling.
Everything was fine in that game. But, for the Falcons moving forward, here's why I say Jimmy G, and this pains my soul. Not as bad as Baker Mayfield. I would have killed myself on air for that. But, with Jimmy G there, I look at the upcoming draft class, and everybody's touting these guys, Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud. To me, it goes back to the old adage of Bama and Ohio State quarterbacks surrounded by 5 stars. I don't think that I'd take those guys in the first round. I don't. I'll take them in the national championship all day.
Well, Joe Burrow was surrounded by nothing but gods as well.
Sort of. I mean, he still had to work through because the year before he played 1 year before at LSU, and what were they 8-4?
He wasn't
didn't
very good.
He wasn't very good. But he figured it the fuck out the next year,
Yeah.
and that was the greatest offensive team we've ever seen probably in college football history. So I don't know that the Falcons will have a choice here, but for Cleveland, yes, they could beat Carolina. They could beat the Falcons. Who else is on there?
Steelers and
Well,
Jets.
Steelers and Jets, and then weeks 5 and 6 are the Chargers and Patriots. I don't think they're going to win those games.
No, so those two are out, right? And then probably throw in one of these as a wild card. Playing in Carolina first week of the season. If it's a 1:00 game, it's really fucking hot. So you never know what's going to happen there. Those games are a mess to watch.
They
They probably split, right? 3-3.
But if they come out 3-3, 2 of the 4 teams in the conference championship games last year started the season 3-3 last year. That's not it's 17-game season now. Not a big deal.
Not a big deal
to
at all.
start 3-3.
But then you're asking Deshaun Watson to come back at full strength and be Deshaun Watson.
It's going to be
again?
really interesting to see what they do at Baltimore for his first game back, because that's a tough game under any circumstances.
Their defense is nasty.
Yeah, much less not having the opportunity to play with
Yeah.
the team for a fucking month and a half.
Their schedule actually gets kind of brutal after that.
It
first
gets
6,
really brutal,
because it's after that it's the Ravens, Bengals, at the Bills, Bucks come to Cleveland.
You skipped over Miami there.
I did.
Miami's got a decent defense.
Miami's going to be like,
All right.
they're going to win like 12 games probably, right?
Yeah, it's a 9-7.
They're going to unleash Tua. He's just going to have the full
God.
playbook.
Well, Tyreek Hill says he's better than Pat Mahomes, so we'll see.
Oof.
Jesus
Well, they play Tampa at Houston. That's a joke, but they go to Cincinnati. They
Oh,
play,
it's at Houston?
Yeah.
yeah.
Bro, imagine that game.
I
We
mean,
should
well,
go to that.
shit.
It's
We should go to
December
that game.
4th. We should go to
Yeah.
that game.
Davis Mills is going to ball out. It's going to be great.
Wow.
And by the way, there's
Who
no
the
one.
fuck is that?
Those tickets
Davis
are going to be
Mills?
like $9.
Quarterback for Houston.
Yeah, the tickets. Well, do you think people come back for Deshaun Watson at Houston?
Oh, yeah.
I think
Just
so.
For the spectacle. I don't
Yeah.
think they come back to support.
Right.
It's not, you're not going to see a bunch of fucking Deshaun Watson bobbleheads in the crowd.
I might dress up Jesse as a geisha and see if
Why
she'll
don't we
go.
all dress up like fucking...
Well, if we all win as geishas?
No, like dress up as masseuses with the fucking belt with the oils on it that they
Yeah.
wear, but it's just booze that we
boy.
stick in there.
Did you see the ESPN thing today?
And we all just like keep, every time the cameras come on, we just start doing
They
More
did
oil.
the inside of a Japanese like wax shack, right? And then they did slow push-ins on the oils and then the sheets and the bed. It was super uncomfortable for like
Why?
30 seconds.
Or they're trying to illustrate this is what a place might look like. That Deshaun
We got that
Watson gets
B-roll.
That's
jacked
exactly
out
what
in.
they did, yeah. And they had the
Jesus
B-roll
Christ.
of it.
That's fucking dumb.
But that's going to be a fun game.
That's
Let's go. That'd be a
Good
fun one
Lord.
to go to. On the 4th.
That might be the
fuck,
Texans
dude.
Super Bowl.
It has to be.
Yeah.
They've got nothing else to play for. I don't even know one player on their team.
Davis Mills.
Don't know him either.
Quarterback.
Yeah.
He actually had a pretty good year. Did he? All things considered,
You
he's
said
like,
that about Baker Mayfield as well.
yeah, but Davis Mills was like a 5th or 6th round pick out of Stanford. So
Okay.
for like a rookie who was drafted that late, he had a good year.
Yeah.
It's
Lovie
like
Smith is
17
still their
touchdowns,
coach?
10 interceptions.
Lovie Smith is down there.
Yeah. The beard.
That team's a fucking disaster. But for the Browns, it's such a weird thing. Like, you're an Eagles fan, for example.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Don't
Right.
start.
Well, what happened? And I'm asking you. I'm being totally serious. When Vick came back and started and played for the Eagles, what was the vibe in the city? Were people amped or not?
Yeah, people were amped unless you were a white woman.
Okay. And so was there any backlash or anything?
Yes.
There was.
From
okay.
white women.
Got it.
Because they love dogs.
They love dogs.
Love dogs.
I'm pretty anti-drowning dogs.
Yeah,
I mean,
but like,
I fall on the. I don't know.
so were most guys in Philly until he started throwing touchdowns.
Is that when it changed?
That's when it changed. I mean, he like that first season under Andy Reid, he was awesome.
Yeah, I mean you can't.
That was his best season in the NFL. I
and
think.
he had just gotten out of jail, right?
yeah.
You can't undrown those dogs at that point. So
No.
you know.
No. You might as well.
Yeah, I
root.
think he definitely should not have ever been allowed to come back
Why? He did his time.
because that's sociopath behavior. You can't fucking allow that shit.
That's
I
exactly
think
what we
it's
would
like-
say too. By the way,
Yes.
he did his time.
He did his time.
Did his time.
But that's what the Browns fans are saying now. They're like, not a shred of evidence. All these women are liars. It was 66 or 76 women in 18 months. You got
Wow.
massages from.
His debt to society.
a good rainmaker attorney can make that shit come out of nowhere. Let's be real about that.
And also, we
many women?
You say he did his time, and then with Vic, it was, oh, you just don't understand the culture.
Right.
Like that's just how he grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't grow up in the
that's true.
South.
You know what? I would buy that argument
He
for
did,
like
Virginia.
when Pedro Martinez got in trouble for going to a cockfight in the Dominican. It's like, no, dude, that's in the Dominican Republic. Different story. But
if you go to San Juan, Puerto Rico, right? As soon as you get off the highway, the freeway there, where all the hotels are downtown, not old San Juan, but actually in New San Juan.
Yeah.
That big dome-looking thing that looks like a fucking small version of a basketball stadium. That's a cockfighting ring.
Yeah.
I've been there. It sucks. It's fucking weird.
Oh,
as
on the
shit.
inside it sucks?
No, I mean it sucks as in the people who frequent that place should be launched into outer space.
And Vic's from Virginia Beach or Newport.
Newport.
Okay. And then Iverson, like same area as Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
You know who else was at those goddamn things? I mean, there were some celebrities that were there too.
at the dogfights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker was there a lot.
I've got the names, my man, and some of them would surprise you.
Say them out loud because I don't give a fuck.
One was Mario Lopez.
wow.
Yeah.
Look
Really?
at that.
Allegedly.
Really?
Allegedly.
See,
I'll say that for a defamation case.
That hurts.
I'll say it for a defamation case. But allegedly, and there was a laundry list, dude. They said Iverson was down there. All those guys were down
The
there.
worst part
Not
about that
surprised
is,
by that.
by the way, it's not even drowning the fighting dogs. It's that, like, to train those dogs, they go out and steal, like, families' little dogs and then put those little dogs in the fucking ring. Like, the dogs I own are your Boston Terriers, and then have the fucking, pit bulls or whatever rip those things to shreds.
What evidence do you have of this?
Me?
Trap dogs? Oh, you're talking
Or
about
are you talking about trap dogs?
No, I was talking to Rob.
Yeah, Rob has a lot of experience with these.
Trap dogs?
twice a week. I
Trap
lose them.
dog.
I'll tell you
Rob,
this.
St. Louis.
If one of these people came to my home, that would be a mistake in the first place because I've been waiting for that my entire life. But let's just say I was on vacation and they got my dog somehow. I would kill everyone.
You would John Wick.
I would.
John
I would.
Wick on
I
these
would
guys.
kill the person who took it, everybody involved, and I would start picking off their fucking family members as well. Like, don't. It not much matters to me, but when it does, you better stay the fuck away.
So in black culture, though,
I don't give a fuck what your culture is. And you know, in
That's what I'm
Saudi Arabian
saying.
culture, it's okay to fly planes into fucking buildings.
That's what I'm saying. But
Well, no, it's
in
okay
this-
to fly planes in the sky, and it's not your problem what's in front of you.
I didn't know, man.
But going back to what Delco said, a lot of people said that at that time where they were like, hey, this was commonplace all throughout Virginia and different parts of the South. Now, granted, I didn't grow up there, so I no fucking idea, right?
I knew people who fought dogs, and it's like.
Oh, you did personally?
Yes, like our.
In where, North Carolina?
Yeah, my
Okay.
dad and parents like were always kind of weird about it, and like they're the kind of people who would like have the family dogs, but then they'd have like kennels, and they said they'd raise them, and they'd like make their own dog food and stuff, and then everyone would kind of look side eye at them, and like my dad didn't like the dad, but like we all played football together, kind of thing, and.
Was it
Yeah.
for money? Were they gambling?
yeah.
I guess. Like, my dad knew about the cockfighting stuff from his time in Mexico in, like, the 80s. So I guess he kind of knew that culture a little bit, but was just, like, never into dogfighting.
You don't fight animals without gambling. Like, that's a huge part of it.
I'm in it
Right.
for the love of the game.
Yeah.
All right. By the way, big dog fighting family. People forget the herds. The herds of Maine or Texas.
Who are they?
Amber Heard.
No way.
Her dad did some time for dog fighting.
Can I look that up real quick? Is that real?
Yeah, we
6
talked about this
degrees from
before.
Amber.
Wow, dude.
6 degrees from Amber.
Let's go.
That's for Rob, not for dogfighting.
Holy shit, dude. There was a fucking weird story about her this morning that said that she was loaning herself out for prostitution and escorting back in the day before she got famous, and that Johnny Depp had warned him, and they were like, yeah, it's the family. Like, the family's all fucked up, but I didn't know anything about this.
I mean, you'd be surprised how many women do that now.
really?
Yeah.
God damn, we should do a show on that.
But they don't really call it that anymore.
What do they call it?
Like,
They call it being a
sugaring-
social media influencer.
Yeah. Having a sugar daddy,
Yeah, it's because like
getting flown out.
Yeah.
and I was like, well, did you sleep with him? And she's like, well, yeah. And I was like, well, you're not getting paid to sleep with him. And she's like, no. It was just very odd.
Yeah,
And
it's that vacation. If you
No.
look on Instagram, it's the summer.
It's like the
Hot as shit. You want
it's
to
like,
get out of here.
It's like the VFW. So the VFW doesn't have a liquor license. You pay a membership fee, or you buy a trinket, and they give you free booze.
Or BYOB.
Right? So it's like you're getting paid for fucking. Well, you're getting paid for coming on the vacation. The fucking's for free, but it's
You're getting a handbag.
it's implied.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand people who are entertained by the torturing and suffering of other creatures. You know what I mean? That's fucked up to me. Like I've done some pretty fucked up shit in my life to other human beings, and can't imagine like ever doing anything like that. Like betting on pit fighters or something, like people who are slaves.
Right.
That aren't, and like everybody knows, like if you're in this situation and everybody knows the rules, do what the fuck you want to do, man. You might be a goddamn idiot, but you know you're free to do that. But somebody would take sentient creatures and pit them against one another for your own entertainment. I think you should be killed. I think Michael Vick should have been fucking executed on the spot for that shit.
And
just
if
to
you,
make an example.
If you tune into our Patreon next week, we'll be breaking down child fighting gleefully while we get drunk and gamble on it.
Yeah, dude.
But
Yes.
those kids know the fucking stakes, man.
They do. They
Yeah.
do. And they're having fun.
Actually, Joel's cutting that right now.
Okay.
It's gonna be really good.
Are we betting on this?
Yes.
Do we know the
Yeah,
winners?
No,
Do you guys know the winners?
He's
No.
hiding everything.
Okay. All right, because I don't want to know the winners. I want to bet
I
on
think
it.
we need to have cash and like throw the cash down like
We're
before
not
the fight
Vietnamese,
starts.
bro. Come on.
No, but that's
we
the
use
only
Venmo.
way.
I think we
It's
should
2022.
do it the way they do it in Chechnya.
How I don't know what the fuck they do over there. It's probably cash.
Yeah.
I hope so.
It might be gold coins, to be honest. Some sort of pouch filled with metal.
Just slam it down.
Yeah. Speaking of which, do you love sports? How about making money? If you answered yes to either of these questions, then MyBookie.com is the place for you. Not only does betting with MyBookie.com make every game more exciting, but when you sign up using promo code Drinkin Bros, your first deposit is instantly doubled up to $1,000 with thousands of bets to make on all your favorite sports. There is no shortage of ways for you to win at MyBookie.com. On top of having amazing lines and props, MyBookie.com is also home to several exclusive contests and promotions that you can't find anywhere else. So get off the couch and get into the game with MyBookie.com and turn your love of sports into your new side hustle. Head to MyBookie.com today and use promo code Drinkin Bros to get your first deposit instantly doubled up to $1,000. Start winning today. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.com. Tonight is the baseball trade deadline, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do we got that's moving around here?
The
Anybody
Yankees,
sweet?
Over the past 3 days, the Yankees have got Benintendi, who
Which is huge.
That's a big one for them. And today they traded for Frankie Montas and Trevino from the A's. Trevino's not that great, to be honest, but Frankie Montas is a good starter. Rounds out their roster pretty nicely.
2 really good guys and then 4 solid guys now. I mean, it's a good playoff rotation.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, right? So we actually went down the rabbit hole and did some research on this yesterday. There have been this really over the past 20 years, 2 instances of a blockbuster trade resulting in a World Series win. One was Verlander in 2017. That one, like if you look at not just his 10-game run to finish the season, but also how he pitched in the playoffs, definitely helped them win that World Series. I don't know how much that helped versus the fucking sign stealing thing, to be honest, but like just on paper, that was a huge deal for them, and they still have him now, so that was a good deal. The other one was what's his nuts, also with the Astros.
Beltran?
Carlos Beltran. What was that, 2004, I think?
That only got him to the LCS, though.
Yeah, they still didn't make it. So the other one where there was a deadline deal, I guess. Well, it wasn't even it was right before the deadline, was the Cubs in 2016, but the guy was kind of a non-factor. The point of all that is in the same way that trading up into the lottery to draft a quarterback it's not worked one time ever. There isn't one Hall of Fame quarterback, not one Super Bowl winning quarterback that somebody traded up into the lottery to pick him. Not one, ever. And there's been one World Series that I can remember, right? Because it didn't happen in the 90s. It never happened. There was never a big deadline trade guy that fucking came over and did anything, which would have been
Not a massive one.
It wasn't the Yankees. It wasn't the fucking Braves. It wasn't the Marlins.
No.
None of those teams did that, right? And it wasn't the Blue Jays either.
No.
So
yeah.
it would have been, and it wasn't the Twins before then.
Probably one of the bigger
91.
deadline deals of that time and it did anything was the Braves adding McGriff.
Yeah, but they didn't fucking win.
No, they didn't even.
Yeah.
That was the year they didn't even win the NLCS in '93. Yeah.
So it's like surrendering the farm. There's been this hypothetical deal out there that a lot of people have been talking about, which is the Braves get Shohei Ohtani, and the Angels would get Michael Harris and Spencer Strider, and then a couple of other players. Fuck that.
Nah, give me the proven guy.
Now-
Fuck the farm system. Blow
This
that
isn't
shit
a
out.
farm
Like,
system.
2 of those guys are as
All-stars.
proven as you could be given the amount
Are
of time in
they
the league.
Ohtani?
Yeah.
I mean, Shohei Ohtani's not Ohtani. He's only played one full season.
Yeah, and he was
Well,
one MVP,
how many
right?
home runs
Yep.
does he have now? He's, 28
Like
home
20,
runs?
22.
What's his ERA?
So he's actually been so last year he was a better hitter than a pitcher. He was just
Yeah.
a fine.
He's a better pitcher this year.
He's been a better pitcher than a
He's
hitter
a
this year.
stud, right? He's their only
Oh, he's insane.
he's their
amazing.
only pitcher.
He's
Yeah.
I'm with Delco on this one. Trade it. Let's go. Let's
Yeah,
get
who
absolutely
gives a
not.
shit about your farm system?
Yeah. I'm
This
with
isn't a farm system. These are 2 Major League Baseball players.
Nah,
can't
Spencer
do it.
Strider, who, let's forget about him for a second. I wouldn't trade Michael Harris a second for Ohtani straight up.
That's
because
absurd.
Ohtani is 28 years old, right?
Played one full season.
And he's played one full season without being injured the entire goddamn time. He averages somewhere between 7 and 9 wins above replacement per year. Michael Harris is on a run rate to do that in his rookie season, and he's 21 years old. Fuck that. You don't trade that shit.
So what about Juan Soto then? Do you trade for him?
Hell no.
Soto's a better. I would take Soto over.
I mean, he's younger. He's 23. But
Yeah,
I wouldn't trade Harris for him. That would be stupid. Because what you're trading is a guy that's OPS and WRC plus is going to be a little bit better, but his fucking defense is way worse.
Well, I mean, Soto is a top 3 hitter in the league.
Yeah, and Michael Harris may be at some point. He's hitting 290. And he's a fucking
take the guarantee though.
Harris's defense is guaranteed for sure. If Harris ends up being a 250 hitter, you're still it's a huge win.
And he plays a premium position at defense as well.
You said
and
250
Soto
is a win.
What?
250 is a win.
Considering how well he is, how good he is at defense, yes.
Yeah. Soto though is as good of a hitter as I've ever seen in the league. But yeah, he can't. I mean, he's 23 and he's basically already a DH.
Yeah, he's a liability in the field. And by the way, if you're going after Ohtani, it's the same thing. He cannot play a position. He also pitches. Yeah, that's fine, but he cannot.
But
play
you can't
a
fuck his legs up for the rest of the week. He's got a DH only.
Yeah.
That's fine. Fuck it.
I agree with that. But Soto, so the Cardinals are the front runner for Soto right now, apparently, which is interesting because if they get that, they are going to have to send someone proven at the major league level back, whether it's O'Neill or Edman or something like that. But man, if the middle of your fucking lineup is Soto, Arenado, and Goldschmidt,
that's nuts, dude.
That's fucking gnarly.
Yeah, that's three MVPs basically.
Would you say that middle of the lineup is better than the one they had in their 04, 05, 06 run of Roland, Edmonds, Pujols?
Yes. Well,
I don't know because
Pujols was in his prime.
04, 05 was before Holiday, so he wasn't in that one. Yeah, probably. Soto will probably be better.
How many titles do those guys win?
Two,
yeah.
Look up the numbers for those fucking guys, though. Roland and it's almost identical because Roland was like Arenado, elite defensively and elite offensively. Edmonds was better than Goldschmidt in terms of adding defense in.
Yeah, but Roland was not as good at the plate as Arenado.
Whoa, that's not tarnish.
He was.
No.
He for sure was.
Scotty.
What time is the deadline? Is it 6 o'clock East Coast time?
I thought it was later than
pass?
that, but I can't remember.
No, it is correct. August 2nd, 6 p.m.
Oh, well, today's August 1st.
Oh, shit.
First.
So
We
you have a
next
full
month.
day.
Yeah.
Okay, I was incorrect.
Yeah, it's always a Tuesday, right?
It's tomorrow. No, it used to be a Thursday. But now they've pushed it back. So there's my confusion. I apologize. That's on me.
Well, they pushed
so
it
6 o'clock tomorrow because I was looking at Twitter all day. To get a deal like this done for a Soto or a Ohtani, that's going to take a while, and that will go right up until the deadline if it's going to happen.
Well, the Astros made a big one too. They got Trey Mancini from the Orioles. He's having for him, I guess you could consider this a bit of a down season, but still quality production out of that dude.
And that is, by the way, the Astros getting him now. Maybe that, hopefully, that comes back to confront the Braves later.
Yeah.
But in the immediate, that's a huge win for the Braves because the Mets really wanted Trey Mancini.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like fucking Jordan Alvarez and Trey Mancini, and it's that that lineup in Houston that might be the best lineup in baseball.
Jordan Alvarez is having a better offensive year than Aaron Judge.
And don't you think the way it's shaping up in the AL, it's got to be the Astros against the Yankees?
I don't necessarily buy that the Yankees make the LCS.
Oh,
who would
burning
knock them
themselves out?
Yeah, who would knock them out?
Astros.
Well, the Astros, they probably would be on the opposite side of the bracket from each other. But if it's, I mean, there's a couple teams in the AL East. The Rays have made some moves already, and they've done well in October lately.
Short series.
Yeah.
The Yankees are 500 in July. They were 13-13 in July.
Okay.
They just got off to such a hot start. We'll see if they can keep it up. I mean, the bullpen help that they brought over, I don't think is very good. But maybe it turns out well. I don't know if maybe they picked a fucking diamond in the rough. But adding Montas to their rotation, here's the thing though. There's a reason why this shit never works. Why super teams never work and why fucking big trade deadline, because something fucking happens always, and is the core component of the team itself and not one individual player that typically makes a difference. Like the Braves last year didn't go after fucking Mike Trout. They got 4 dudes that nobody wanted.
Right.
And brought him over, and they fucking won them a World Series.
Yeah.
Like a guy like Duvall.
Who, by the way, we both said on this podcast last year, we were like, we love these moves. Like,
yeah,
we were like,
I enjoyed them because that's the way the Braves always do shit. They don't ever fucking go out and get. I mean, they got Mark Teixeira. What was it, 2004 as well, or 7?
Yeah.
And it cost us our whole farm system.
Yeah, it fucked us over. And the McGriff trade was a great trade. McGriff is fucking great. I can't believe that dude's not in the goddamn. Jeff Bagwell's in the Hall of Fame.
Crime Dog will be in the Hall of Fame.
The Veterans Committee will get him in, but that's a shame. Like he's got 493 fucking home runs.
Well, since you guys host a Braves podcast, obviously, who do they trade for then? Who do they need to make a push toward back-to-back?
They don't
World
really
Series?
need anything.
They can do it without anything. Like, they're deep enough.
Who would you guys like to see them get?
I'd like to see another reliever, and we need another left fielder we need a left fielder who hits right-handed.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So they've been looking at Brandon Drury and Ian Happ.
yeah.
Ian Happ is pretty hotly he's a hot commodity right now. Drury from the Reds, Happ's on the Cubs. Drury's from the Reds is maybe a more realistic option, and then a reliever, just any other quality arm, because A, we need it, and B, you just can never fucking have enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
just to pad for injuries. But to be honest, if the Braves went into the playoffs today with the roster they have today, I'd be fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be. Yeah, I'd be nervous, but I'd be fine.
All right. We'll flip on over to UFC. Giorgio, did you watch the card this weekend here?
Kinda.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Wasn't a lot of interest from a lot of people this weekend.
Dan watched it at a bar.
Yeah, you did. Where at? Shout out the bar.
East Side, I forget what bar.
No, right out. Free, or do you have to pay a cover?
It was free.
Okay.
You went
always
that hard you forgot the bar's name?
curious.
Yeah. I mean, I was just bouncing around on East, and I just stumbled upon a bar that was playing the UFC.
When you live that paddleboard life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's like, Dan.
Just kind of
I saw that post. I said,
Hang
save
tight.
some pussy for the rest of us, my man.
right.
But with that, the reason why I ask if there's a cover, when you have fights like this that cost $74.99 for pay-per-view,
Costs more than that for the bars. I think
100%.
Bars pay like 6 figures to show the fights.
well, it depends
That
on
bar did
how
not
what your
pay.
capacity is.
That bar did not pay $100,000.
Because you get flagged, and if you do, no, because I worked at a bar in college that they showed a pay-per-view fight. Somebody came in and said, hey, dude, do you have the rights to this? No, it was a $25,000 fine.
Yep.
And it depends on your capacity. So with somebody like Emmanuel Nunes, this is what I'm trying to figure out.
It was a great fight. Well,
I'm sure it was.
It was like the best ass kicking you've ever seen.
But it wasn't
Like-
worth $75 for me to pay, so I did not watch the fight.
Yeah, but you got to see Moreno, Kai Kara France, which was sick. That was an awesome fight. There's a lot of good fights.
There was. But is a bar showing this for free, and then are they getting flagged for it, or, you know?
Well, we usually go to Woodrow's, and they'll show the fights. It depends on who is headlining, is whether or not they charge cover. Sometimes it'll be like a free pay-per-view. They'll just let you in. Sometimes if it's like a Francis Ngannou, they'll charge cover. But it kind of varies with whoever is headlining. I guess they didn't. Yeah, the bar I went to didn't charge cover.
They must just try to decide if people will pay it or not.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to fucking box it. Like if you're a decent sized bar, you're gonna do $25,000 in alcohol sales that night. So what's fucking $500 to buy the fight? You know what I mean?
I mean, usually it's like, even in college, it was like $15,000.
No, not 15.
because you're showing on
Depends-
like every
it's
TV
like-
in the
it's
bar.
Correct. Well, it depends on the capacity.
Yeah.
So we could hold the first bar I worked at was $350, and it was just like, all right, they charge you for that, and they try to chalk it up to bar sales. Where $350 capacity, you should be able to do $15K in bar sales for a
300
big fight.
Oh, you mean for wait? What are you talking about?
The fee to buy the fight and then show it to people for free in a bar without a cover.
Look this up.
So with that, I just don't know if these fights that are $75 are worth it for bars to pay that type of money to do it.
It's $1,250 for 150 people.
For UFC?
Yeah, so it's like $10 a person basically
That's not
for
terrible.
capacity. No,
then.
that's not bad.
And that's
Not
what
bad
they
at all.
charge us in cover. But like a lot happened here for the UFC.
Okay.
Like a ton to change things up. Like if you go just this main card alone, you look at it, Magomed versus Anthony Smith. Does that put Magomed in contention for a title shot, or does he need one more fight? Dan, what do you think?
No, he's going to fight Jan.
You think he's going Jan?
They'll fight because they're going to run back Yuri and Glover Teixeira, which was probably the best fight in UFC history. So
you need something to happen in that time period, so that puts him right there knocking on the door for a title.
Are we talking about like drawing people to watch a fight? Because people who go to bars to watch fights don't give a fuck about any of this.
No, but like we're a sports show, and I figured we'd at least
No,
like,
for sure.
discuss how
I
this
just didn't know if we had
changes.
transitioned from male to female right there.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, keep going. I didn't know if you were saying like because the fight is so important for the internal workings of the UFC and people like us who actually watch it all the time, that's not going to be a draw. But Ngannou, because he's a goddamn animal.
Yeah, that guy
And
would
I
draw.
thought, to be honest, I thought Nunez would be a bigger one too. But it doesn't seem like a lot of people.
We saw an animal go down, and we saw it go down in his home state, and it's really sad.
Derek
And
Lewis again?
Yeah,
He
Derek
shouldn't
Lewis
fight in Texas.
gets knocked out.
He gets knocked out every time he fights in Texas.
So he got knocked the fuck out, huh?
Who did he fight?
Well, Dan, how do you feel about this? Do you think it was an early stoppage?
He face planted on the mat. I don't know. Like, it looks bad.
So right now,
Like,
word around the MMA Twitter is that it was a real early stoppage.
It was.
He popped right back up and was ready to go. How do you do that to the beast in Texas?
For sure. But you got to think of, like, the look, right? Like, when a man face plants on a mat, it's usually a bad sign. Typically.
Yeah, typically.
I don't
Typically
blame
it is.
Tandan.
I mean, it's 55 seconds in to a heavyweight fight, and it is Derek Lewis, known for his chin.
He was going to get knocked out. Like, the fight was only going to end that way.
Really? You think so? You
Yeah,
don't think
Derek
Derek
Lewis
Lewis had
won that
anything in him?
No.
All right. All
He
right.
might not have anything left at this point.
I mean, he was the gatekeeper for the heavyweight division. And
Yeah,
I
he was the first or second contender for like what 4 years.
Yeah,
Or
and he
some
was
shit.
fun. He was fun to watch, but he's had some knockouts.
Well,
I didn't
he's
know he got
just-
knocked out on Saturday.
It just never. It was the same thing with Cormier before, right? It was always blockaded by fucking John Jones until he left, and then Cormier
Yeah.
was able to win.
Yeah.
But
But
we
no,
also
no
had-
people aren't. Nobody's gonna leave and let fucking homeboy win. So
No. We had some clarification in the 125-pound division as well, with Figueiredo regaining his title. Kai Kara-France seemingly kind of coming out of nowhere this last year, had like a 11th ranking, I think, on the start. Knocks out Cody Garbrandt when he then beats Askarov, comes in here, and this is, again, a title contention fight to who's going to probably challenge for the title. Are we running back Figgy versus Moreno,
Yeah.
part 4?
It's already, I mean, Figgy came into the ring after the fight, and they, like, dapped up. Like, they were pretty much selling the next pay-per-view.
How do you feel about this, Dan? Is this...
Let them fight 100 times. Every fight they have is insane.
So at this point in time, should the
It's
US
1-1 and
should
1.
every UFC just be Figueiredo versus Moreno and Volkanovski versus Max Holloway?
You'd make a lot of money that way.
Yeah, I'm not paying for Max Volk 4 or whatever the fuck it is now. But Figgy and Moreno, yeah, let them fight forever. It's 1-1-1 right now.
No.
All right. And then how do you feel about the Lioness's return to gaining the title? A little bit boring, don't you think? She stuns her. She doesn't approach. A little scared of Juliana's jiu-jitsu, a little scared of
Did you watch the
Juliana's
fight?
grappling.
She kicked the fuck out of Juliana Pena.
I did, but she never approached to the ground.
Pena lost a part of her, like, forehead.
Really?
Like, after the fight, she said, like, they had to restitch her and everything, but she lost, like, a chunk of it, yeah.
Well, you leave it all in the ring, and sometimes it's your literal body.
I don't think you should be allowed to win a title fight unless it's a knockout. This
Go till there's a knockout.
or a submission or something. This is fucking bullshit.
Some people are
Like,
zombies.
everybody's talking about, oh, fucking, she reclaimed, she's the best ever. Well, she just got beat by the woman she beat. So what is that? That's fucking
Run
bullshit.
back a third fight.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that I would watch it though.
Who's left in
was a good
women's?
fight.
Who's left in women's that's exciting in
They're
that division?
Talking about Nunes, Valentina 3.
Run
Dana
back the
said
bullet.
it makes sense at this point.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
basically the word and talk on the town is people have figured her out. There is a way to fight against Amanda Nunes. There is a way to
Yeah, but Nunes has
nullify
already
her.
beaten Valentina twice.
And I'm by the way, I'm
She
glad you
has.
brought that up because the odds on MyBookie were dog shit on that fight. I was surprised. I thought they would have been really high, but they
She's
weren't.
part of the parlay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you win?
Yeah.
Okay.
How'd you do? What was your parlay, Dan, for the fans?
It was Moreno and Nunes. That was it.
Nunes? What'd that pay
Paid
back?
like even odds.
Okay. So not really a parlay.
No, well,
A teaser. It feels
it's
like a
a-
teaser.
it's a parlay.
Yeah.
It pays
Yeah,
even
feels
odds.
like- yeah,
Two
that's
things
what a
together.
teaser pays. That's fine.
Yeah, it pays even odds on something you
fine.
probably shouldn't, and you feel like your money's safe.
Yeah, Drinkin Bros Sports. By the way, if you're not in there, it's on Facebook free group. They were asking me today, hey, dude, are you hammering this Ohio State line because all the college football lines are up? And I'm like, yes. And it's going to be in a fucking teaser the same way.
Yeah, we got Bone this weekend, too.
Well,
in
yeah.
golf.
Sure did.
I saw it was down to like 16, so a teaser will get you to 10, which is obscene.
Minus 16 point spread?
Yeah.
Yeesh.
So
It was,
if
it was 14 and a half.
It's at 16.
God damn it, dude. Are you serious?
People are betting it
Fuck. That's a lot of points. 16?
because people were smashing Ohio State.
I know. That's a lot of points.
So a
Fuck,
teaser
man.
gets you. So yeah, you're not in single digit anymore for the teaser.
Yeah, I'll take that teaser down. I'm
might
going
need
to
to
take
take
on
that
the over.
today, yeah.
I'm going to take on the over. Yeah, thanks. I'll check that out for sure. We'll switch on over to golf. We came in second. We put all of our money in there. Our guy came in second.
I know. Got to write a Dan Gilbert letter now. Apology to the fans.
So Tony, for now, back-to-back wins for this fucking guy. He must be 6'9". His clubs look like children's clubs.
Top 10 Tony.
Yes,
Now top one, Tony.
This is what it looks like. Me holding this pen is like him swinging a golf club.
He's a giant
Is he-
Samoan
yeah,
man.
how big is this fucking guy?
I don't know. He's like 6'7", 6'6".
I checked on him years ago, and now he's won back-to-back, and we're all forced to watch this shit now.
He should win these, though. He's going against fields that are not on his level.
Which
so.
will bring me to LIV then. Are these fields not on his level because most of these guys, a lot of them are going to LIV and you
No.
don't have the option anymore?
No, nobody just plays the Rocket Mortgage or the 3M. They
What?
got back from the British Open. They're taking a few weeks off, and they're getting ready for the playoffs.
But there's so much money there. You're just like, all right, cool. It's $1.5 million with a weak
Yeah,
field.
Henrik Stenson just won the LIV Golf tournament. The field sucks. It's not good.
Well, no. I'm talking about here. Like, for Rocket Mortgage, the field wasn't that great. If
Yeah.
you're here, why wouldn't you come back and try to win another $1.5 million? That's what Tony got yesterday.
Take a few weeks off. You can't play every single week.
Aren't you anyways, though?
No.
I mean, it's just golf, for
Gotta
Christ's
just take
sakes.
off.
Ugh,
You get burned out at anything.
go win some
right?
money.
Even if it's fun, it's still, you get burned out.
That's true. That's true. When is the playoffs start? Is this the FedEx Cup playoffs?
Yeah, it's coming up. I think Wyndham's this week, and then the week after is when the playoffs start.
Okay.
So, and then I'll be at the BMW in Delaware in a few weeks with my dad.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will. You going to be wearing a Harambe t-shirt or anything? Anything fun that we can find you on screen?
You can give me something. I'll wear it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
Delaware
perfect.
was the first state.
Was it really?
Was.
It's true.
Congratulations. Man, you think about it all the time.
It's also
you know?
tax-free shopping.
Yeah, it's
It's
true.
right on the border. So I live like right. Delco's kind of right by the border.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, you just cross over if you're loading up on alcohol or you make like an electronic purchase.
Yeah.
Buy a TV, go to Delaware, tax-free.
Or if you're starting a business, the state of Delaware requires that anybody inquiring about the ownership of the business has to file a literal lawsuit against the state
Correct.
to do that.
A lot of LLCs out of Delaware.
Everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Same here. But that'll bring us to LIV here. So Charles Barkley, we talked about this on Drinkin' Bros earlier, he said he's turning it down, and then magically the next day, TNT gave him a lifetime contract, essentially. Was that all just a ploy? That's what it felt like to
Yeah,
get
you
the
got to play
fucking
the
money.
Saudis for all they got.
Yeah,
Then just not sign with them.
and then not sign with them. What did TNT give him, though? I didn't hear a number on that.
I thought I saw something like $37 million a year or something like that.
Woo! Really?
It was a big number. Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, they're not going to have to pay it for very long because eventually he'll be wandering outside a Saudi embassy, and there will be some sort of cheese steak or pizza on a string that he'll
And that'll
chase inside. Then there'll be another audio recording, and
I know.
$37 million. That was the number. huh?
I don't know for sure. I saw that mentioned somewhere, but it could have been over some amount of time. I don't remember.
Me and Rob
or
were
it could have been a
excited
bonus too.
if he went to live, because then he would just be talking about the big woman in Mecca.
Yep.
yeah. Becca got the fattest bitches.
Because David Faraday was great. That's what was missing this weekend. Like, you don't have the same guys anymore. Watching like the Rocket Mortgage and shit with those announcers, it feels weird now.
Yeah, it makes sense when like Europeans or even the Aussies sign up for LIV because, I mean, they don't really have anything against Saudi Arabia. Like
Right.
a lot of these people vacation in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, Faraday had a 9/11 charity, so that's a little weird.
Yeah.
Why is that weirder than just being a conscious human being in America? Right? Like because you have a charity that's related to 9/11, that means you're more connected to it than just the average.
Well, he's
American?
not American.
He's not American.
What's his?
I think he's British, right?
Yeah,
Sounds British.
he's from the UK.
Yeah.
Okay. What about what do they have?
I think he's Irish actually,
He might be. He might be.
Well,
or like Northern Ireland, whatever.
Which side of the car bombs was he on? You
I know.
Which side?
Yeah.
But speaking of which, it also forced not only Barkley, but it forced the PGA to up their payroll. So they're going to be paying out a record $428.6 million for 2022-23. That is upcoming. You still can't match. What's LIV paying out per year? Is it 408 or 480 or something in winnings?
It probably varies, and I mean everything is. They publicize the amount of money they give up front and each tournament, but I don't think they put out a number for exactly how much money they're giving out for the entire season.
Well, the reason I ask is this: if these numbers come in relatively even at that point, you're basically just giving away your signing bonus to do it for the bigger stars, I guess, and then that's kind of it. So they're hoping to lure everybody back, and then what happens if the LIV guys decide to go back and they're not happy with playing extra tournaments and shit?
So LIV's just essentially they're throwing around this money at first, and they're just giving these guys free reign to do whatever they want to kind of lure bigger fish. So it's right now is not live golf is going to change significantly in probably the next year or two. But right now it's just kind of like they're trying to get the bigger guys to come over by showing them, oh, look, you don't have to play as many tournaments. Oh, look, you get paid this much money. You don't have this many obligations. But then they're going to pull the rug from underneath.
Oh, it's literally making a deal with the devil.
It's going to be so good.
It's going to be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And who could have seen this coming?
Everybody.
Like 2 years from now, you're going to see Phil Mickelson in like a Saudi Arabia commercial. Like, come visit Saudi.
Oh, I guarantee you the agency contracts for that bullshit, like, it's all in there somewhere. The fights back and forth they probably had over some of these contracts were lengthy. I can promise you that. Man,
And
dude.
you don't say no to these people.
No, you don't. No. Fuck no. And it's too much money. Nobody's going to fucking walk away from that much money. So,
once you sign the dotted
because
line,
again, what would happen is Phil Mickelson would be walking by a Saudi embassy, and it would be dressed up to look like a casino, and then he would just go inside, and then there'd be an audio recording, and
It's the siren's call.
yeah.
Barkley was the smartest in all of this. I mean, dude, he went on and did everybody's podcast for 2 weeks and said that he was thinking about it. They had offered him a lot of money and everything else.
Even said he'd kill his family for $100 million.
Yeah.
So the Saudis were like, he might be down. Like, this is
I'd
real.
kill a relative. That's what he said. I'd kill one of my relatives for that much money. But in the end, it turned out he used them as a bargaining chip to get more out of TNT because if that $37 million a year, that's insanity.
I don't know that that's accurate.
Think about it. Tom Brady got it for Fox, so why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much it's worth for them to keep him on because they have Shaq and fucking Kenny.
But that's the best. That's the best
doesn't-
foursome.
Shaq
there
doesn't
is.
work without Chuck.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
don't
probably
think so
true.
either, yeah.
And I actually think that Kenny gets replaced by Draymond when Draymond retires. That's what I think is going to happen.
yeah. But LIV Golf needs to, like, it still feels like an exhibition. Like, it's not competitive. It's just kind of like a thing. It's 54 holes. Even the bigger guys, the guys that actually want to be a part of, like, the PGA Tour still and just, like, they want the competition. They want to feel like they actually accomplished something. Like, Rahm has come out and said, like, that just, like, LIV Golf just doesn't seem like a
Well, most of their money isn't
real
being
sport.
paid out on the fucking tournament. It's being paid out in signing bonuses, which means there's no real need for especially the top level guys they brought over to compete.
It's a retirement thing now
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
everyone that, like, all the Euros they have are all in their 40s. I mean, Phil's in his 50s.
But there's
And
a
then
rumor that they're going to pick off a shit ton of guys after the FedEx Cup. Have you heard that?
The Aussies. So
Okay.
the whole crew of, like, Adam Scott, Cam Smith, Mark Leishman. So they would have, like, an all
It's a ton of
Aussie
big name
team.
guys, though.
What are the rules in Saudi Arabia vis-a-vis having a mullet?
I think they're a pro mullet there. I think you're fine if you're a dude.
You only have to adjust the mullet when they're chopping your head off.
Oh, yeah.
You
Just
can't
gotta-
leave it draped over the neck.
You have to move
true.
your rat tail out of the way.
Yes.
So then get a clean
Yes.
cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're probably going to sign Hideki after this year.
Hadouker.
Yeah, but I mean, he's from Japan. It's not like he has any
Hitting good
ill
shit.
will towards the Saudis, I guess.
Yeah. I'm just curious because watching it over the weekend with Faraday for the first time, it was entertaining as shit. We were talking about it earlier. There's no commercial breaks. There's no sponsors. There's no anything. I'm not.
But there's no stakes.
There's no stakes yet. I think that if they change that and then the left-hand column with it looks like a NASCAR to me.
Scoreboard.
Yeah. Maybe switch that
A little
out.
gimmicky, yeah.
Yeah. And I think a few tweaks here and there, it can be a fun product. I also like the fact that it's free on YouTube and you can just pop it up. And
Yeah, if they lean into just becoming pro wrestling of golf, like, that's what they should do.
yeah.
Just like Greg Norman's out there just spraying everybody with champagne. And, yeah.
Perfect segue, by the way. Last night was Ric Flair's last match.
He wrestled?
Boy, dude, he did. At 71 years old. Cut his fucking forehead open with a razor,
course.
blood everywhere.
Yeah.
It was a 30-minute match. He was 71 years old. He hasn't wrestled in 10 years and brought down the house. All the old guys flew back, by the way. Mick Foley, The Undertaker was there first row. Everybody was saying goodbye to Ric Flair.
Where was this?
It was in Nashville. It was in Nashville, Tennessee, and it was sold out. They sold out 10,000 for that joint last night to see Rick's last match.
I
Pretty
believe
small.
Brock Lesnar beat Roman Reigns last night as well.
Oh, over the weekend in
at some
in
point.
SummerSlam. Yeah. Well, shit. That was another thing we'll
Right.
get to.
But I imagine this Ric Flair match was like Robert De Niro in The Irishman.
Trying to kick that dude on the ground.
Oh yeah. I watched part of it. It was
bad.
tough.
It was bad.
Well, it was a tag team, so at least you got some other people in on the action.
You got a breather.
And when you're covered in that much blood, you'll watch anything. And that's what I've learned. I'm dead serious. If anybody's covered in a shit ton of blood, you'll watch it just to see what happens.
You'll
at that
holster
point.
the remote for a minute and be
Fuck
like, well,
yeah.
hold on, let's see why.
Exactly. A half hour was a little much, but you know,
a little much.
he wanted to do it.
Who is his tag team partner, and who are they up against?
Great question. So the guy, the professional wrestler that he was a tag team partner with, is actually married to his daughter Charlotte Flair.
Okay.
who is
So-
the champion?
Was this like an indie thing?
Andrade. Yeah. They build the whole thing as Flair's last match. So
Right.
on Twitter last night, it was trending #1. It was Ric Flair's last match, and people were watching it. But it was fun. It reminded me at least like the fun days of wrestling where we're cutting. You know, there's blood. And
It's probably more fun than my interview with Ric Flair.
probably
Yeah.
you said that was a mess, right?
Yeah, he's a fucking imbecile.
We
He
let-
went to dinner with a buddy of ours.
Yeah.
And tried to convince him the entire time that professional wrestling was just like being in the military.
Damn.
Until they almost got into a fight and our buddy had to leave.
All right,
Well,
well,
but
prove
your
him
buddy's
wrong.
lucky he left,
Yeah.
Prove
to
him
be
wrong.
honest.
Yeah.
Because Ric Flair would have eaten him out on the train.
Ooh, yeah.
Starts fucking
He
throwing
sure
those
would've.
chops. Gets in the finger four leg lock.
And on the reverse of this, you had the WrestleMania over the weekend. Logan Paul.
He was pretty
really
good.
fucking fun, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. He posted a thing. I follow him on Instagram, and he said, "I think I may have found my calling." I kind of agree. Like seeing him in there, the dude's a fucking natural. Him and McAfee.
His
Yeah.
whole life has been performance.
Yes,
So it's like, yeah,
this is
Makes sense.
This is it. This is the pinnacle.
Yeah, Jake fucked up. Like
Yeah.
trying to be a real something. That's
Right.
that's for fucking suckers.
Stupid.
Man.
And by the way, his fight was fucking canceled.
Yeah.
Sure was.
It's over.
Rockman
It's all
couldn't
over.
make weight. None of these guys could make weight or get into the goddamn country.
he's gonna fight Nate Diaz in like a year.
I want to see it. I want to see that or McGregor. Like, let's have some fucking fun, dude. Knock some people out. Like, I'm fine with that. Let's see it happen. But I don't know if there's a big enough name for him to fight anymore. Or what's going to happen with
Wait,
Jake
there's
Paul?
there's
Plenty.
hundreds of real boxers out there, and he could fight any one of them if you really wanted to.
Yeah, all he needs to say is, I'm going to fight a real boxer. And see, I'll prove to you that I'm a real boxer.
but
he
but
doesn't.
who's a name in that?
it doesn't
weight
fucking
class?
matter.
The name is Jake Paul versus an actual fighter this time.
Yeah, and then he's got fucking cred to fight anybody in the weight class he wants. To be honest, if he fights one real boxer and wins,
So speaking of that, they said that if the Rockman fight would have gone down and he would have won, he actually would have entered the rankings on the IBO, I think.
Well, he would have got rolled.
yeah, he was going to get.
You
his
think
ass
so?
kicked. Oh yeah.
So did Rockman... let's trot out the conspiracy carpet here. Did Rockman really not make weight?
I
Yeah, he
mean,
did
look,
not
they're
make
really
weight.
good digital marketers, so maybe he was just like constantly sending him ads for like Chick-fil-A and shit.
Yeah, I just don't know why you would fight a bigger boxer.
You know, I don't know. I don't know what Jake Paul walks around at, though. He looks like he walks around at maybe 205. So I guess Rockman was trying to come in at 215, I believe. And they were like, no, dude, it's a 205 fight. Like, we're not doing
Like
that.
Logan did it right. You fight like tiny retired Floyd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though Floyd did knock him out
Yes.
and held him up, we were there. He definitely knocked him out.
I don't think so. It was a muggy night, dude.
Nope.
And they were gripping each
He
other.
knocked him out.
Now, Logan, he almost won that fight.
But there's no shame in getting knocked out by literally the best boxer of all time. I don't know why people tried to obfuscate that. Well, it was a no knockout match, but
Yeah. Well, they were going for it, though.
yeah, they were fighting.
Yeah.
Well, Logan was fighting.
Just roll out the corpse of Rocky Marciano so fucking Jay can fight him.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? I'd be all
Hold
in
him
on
up
that.
on strings.
Just start fighting holograms.
Oh, Roman beat Brock Lesnar, I guess. I didn't watch all
Roman
of that.
Reigns?
Yeah, I just saw a fucking clip on the interwebs where he showed up in a fucking dump truck or some shit.
Yeah, I like I like Brock Lesnar. I'm not a big fan of Roman Reigns.
I'm not thrilled with Brock's hair right now. What's going on with that?
Well, he
Dude.
gets to go home to Sable every night, so.
I don't know who that is.
Is he married to Sable?
Yeah, he's married to Sable.
I didn't know that.
So I don't know professional wrestling well enough at present. Like my knowledge stops at the late 90s, but I really want to do a game with someone who also doesn't know it well. Porn star or professional wrestler, because all of those names sound like fucking porn stars.
Did you see Brock Lesnar's daughter, by the way? The
she
Rock's
hot?
daughter? No, she looks identical to Brock Lesnar. Yeah, just longer hair, and that's kind of it there.
But let's throw up Sable for a second.
All right,
Just appreciation for Sable.
Sable's worth it.
Sable's old school, right?
put up a-
Sable's been around.
How about a recent
She's like 10
picture?
years older than Brock.
How about a recent
think.
picture? of
Sable's a
Sable?
90s wrestling chick,
Yeah.
isn't she?
So again, how about a recent picture and not something from 30 fucking years ago?
Well, we start with the best, and then we move
Yeah,
up.
whoa, where are you going?
Whoa.
This-
WrestleCrap.com. Look at that outfit. That's fun.
No
That'll
free
play.
ads, but shout out to WrestleCrap.
Yeah, dude. Big fan of WrestleCrap.
This was the infamous outfit with the hands.
Yep, sure was.
Those
Yeah.
are Vince's hands, in fact.
Costing $3 million.
And eventually his company.
Wow, dude. So he's married to Sable. I did not know that. Do they have kids and shit? Is that the kid?
If it's
the daughter?
if Brock Lesnar has a kid, that's I think her kid as well.
All right. Son of a bitch, dude. I support that marriage. It's a couple of badasses going at it, dude. If there's a fight at the BW3s, who gets up?
That is odd too. Or like
Buffalo Wild Wings?
you fought in the UFC in real fist fights, him and Ronda Rousey, and now they're just play fighting.
Yeah.
Well, Ronda.
You make more
was
money
pretty
play fighting.
Was
Yeah.
washed up. Here's Sable now, though, in one of Brock's events.
Yeah, let's see.
She aged
I
well.
don't play.
Man.
I don't play.
She's in her 50s, I believe.
Yeah, and that's fine. He's got to be what, 45, Giorgio?
He's 45, yeah.
He's pretty old. And with a heart condition.
So how old is she?
53.
53.
53. That works.
That's
that plays.
That's
Can
a
you
Republican
imagine?
stallion.
She still looks great.
Can you imagine the bedroom after these two gorillas toss each other around?
Fuck yeah, dude. How'd you like to be the maids cleaning up that mess?
It's
sniff it.
just teeth and cum.
Broken lamps, blood.
He's from South Dakota and she's from Jacksonville, Florida. A lot of N-words being tossed around.
A lot of bad tats.
Yeah.
Bad tats.
The best sex, though.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. I remember when they called the police on Rihanna, and they were like, "She's getting beaten in the other room," and they're like, "Nope." She answered the door, and she was like, "I'm not."
Yeah.
What if you accidentally gave them meth?
These two?
Yeah.
I don't know if
I
don't know if you have to do it on an accident.
Yeah, I think
they'll
they
probably ask you for
They
it.
purposely give
Yeah.
themselves meth.
You
That might
holding?
just be their baseline.
Yeah.
It was called Black Beauties when Sable was coming up.
Damn right it was. Damn right it was.
good old days.
Yeah, she was friends with China too, so there was some partying. R.I.P. Obviously, she's dead. But,
Speaking of RIP,
yeah, Bill Russell.
the
GOAT.
like the 50th best player in NBA history died.
Oh boy. That is.
Come on, man. He played basketball against a bunch of white people.
I
did.
didn't know Bill Russell died.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he died.
Fuck.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
No, well,
88.
dude, he gave Wilt the business every time. Like he shut down Wilt.
Yeah, he
every
was.
goddamn
He
time.
lived,
He did.
but seriously, like people are like 8 in a row. Nobody's ever gonna do it. Let's calm the fuck down. You're right. Nobody's ever gonna do it again. But he had LeBron James' body when only white people played basketball.
And Wilt.
Yeah.
And he up against Wilt. But I will say this: what that guy did, civil rights wise, like that's who LeBron thinks he is.
Yeah.
And Bill Russell actually did all the shit. I mean, fuck. He even called
when it actually mattered.
exactly.
Yeah.
So Bill Russell, I read an article or a portion of an article today that his daughter wrote about him, and I guess once the Freedom of Information Act was passed, FOIA was passed, Bill Russell was like, "I'd like to see my file," and he FOIA'd his file, and one of the lines in there was, "He's from the FBI, from this federal agency. He's an arrogant Negro who won't sign autographs for white children."
No shit. That's really fucking funny.
In the FBI file.
Is it true?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, yes, it is. So there was
Did he
another
really
story.
did he not sign autographs for white kids?
He didn't do anything. So like Jackie McMullen was on, the famous female Boston sports writer.
Yep.
She was on last night talking, sharing stories about him. She's been friends with him for over 40 years. But even she said when she first got started at 24, 25 years old, she was about to walk up to Bill Russell. And all the reporters are like, "Don't bother. He's a fucking asshole who won't talk to anybody. And he won't sign for kids. He won't do anything. Like, he won't do anything." And she walked over anyways. And he goes, "Yeah, sure, I'll do the interview." Instead, it's super loud.
Yeah.
And then she asked him, "Was the only reason you're giving me this interview is because they, overheard them?" And he goes, "Yeah, you're fucking right, it was." And that was the only reason he gave the interview.
Well, it's probably because
So-
she was another person that gets dicked over in sports law, which is to say a female in the 1960s.
Right. And I think the time in which Bill Russell came up in, especially going back through his history, like he was out there marching with Martin Luther King. He was part of the Muhammad Ali shit when he went to prison.
Yeah,
like,
he dunked on Strom Thurmond one time.
he sure did.
Literally.
Yeah. He
Nice.
put a hoop up in his office and dunked over
I
him.
enjoy
Hung
that.
his dick and balls in his face. But
Dude, from that same article, by the way, speaking of civil rights stuff, their house got broken into a bunch and trashed, and
Somebody like smeared shit on his wall.
Oh,
or
yeah.
in his
something.
bed
Shit in
and
the
like
bed.
poured beer on the fucking pool table and ripped shit up. And apparently, when they would travel or whatever, like people were knocking over like his trash cans, and he'd go to the police, and they were, you'll enjoy this. They were like, oh, it's probably just raccoons, and he was like, all right, and then he's like, I'd like to apply for a gun license because I guess it was Massachusetts, or whatever. He did that. The raccoons never showed up again.
It's weird.
Yeah,
It's weird how that works.
So when I hear stories, by the way, about like Bill Russell not talking to white people or signing white things, like he literally grew up in the era where he had no rights. Trying to get over that later on in life is probably pretty tough for somebody
quite the
like
hurdle.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever I hear stories like that, when you were in it, I fucking understand that. The shocking part was he actually had a white wife that I didn't know.
Well,
she was the one who posted the death on that.
Taken one, right?
What do you mean?
That's a victory.
Is that a thing? I don't know that.
Is
No
that a
shit.
thing, Ross?
I didn't know it was for that reason.
And good for him.
That's really
He,
fucked
he
up.
earned, he
Deserved
earned
it.
it.
I mean, Wilt did it
I learned something today.
20,000 times.
I learned something today.
Will did not fuck 20,000 women.
Yes, he did.
But he probably banged like 8,000, which is way more than any of us.
I don't know, man. I think the numbers are true.
It's like, I don't believe some of this stuff. Like Genghis Khan, the DNA is there to back it up. We know that he has 40 or 15 million living descendants right now. That's insane.
we got to go to Europe then, because we got to check. Because Wilt, when he was with the Globetrotters, like he
was global.
In like 200 years, somebody's going to do a fucking DNA test of all the people on Earth and find Wilt Chamberlain everywhere, and that's fine.
Look at Otto Porter. He looks identical to
Yeah,
him.
you're gonna be. Oh, I know, it's fucking crazy.
I know.
You're gonna be walking through like some random market in like Spain, and there'll be like a dark-skinned girl there, and she'll just be whistling like, and it'll be like Harlem Globe. She won't know. It'll just be in her DNA. To whistle.
and
the
even
Harlem
before that,
Globetrotters.
like Wilt started playing professional basketball like 15 under a fake alias.
Yeah.
In Pennsylvania, and yeah, he traveled a lot.
Sure, yeah, but like let's extrapolate the numbers. How long did he? Let's say when did
It
he
came
retire?
out to 4 a day, somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 a
it's
day.
just not. That did not happen.
It could happen at the same
40
time.
years.
Yeah, he would have like foursomes, fivesomes.
Oh yeah, Ric Flair too, dude.
It only counts if you begin and end the sexual act with that woman.
If you enter a
there's
woman,
if there's 4 fucking women in a room and you fucking come inside of each one of them, then you fucked 4 women. If you stick it in
Hard
each,
disagree.
No, hard disagree as well.
If you have 4 lined up, bent over a bed, and you go bam, 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 next, bam, 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 next, you fucked 4 women.
Yeah.
No, but you can't get them all pregnant.
No.
That's what I'm saying. The math doesn't work out for the kids.
I don't care about.
I'm not saying
I
about
don't
the
care
kids,
about that.
but
It's like
I don't think you have to complete.
if you're in a group
the act.
like that. Let's say it's you and fucking 4 women, and you fuck like you're talking about.
Yeah.
But you do it. You come 4 times. It only counts if you come. Otherwise, sex
No.
did not
I don't
happen.
think so.
Yeah,
No.
dude. What the fuck are you talking
Otherwise,
about?
I'm
What
not
is
gay.
this? You sound like the Pope right now.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
just
very
like putting
Popish,
weird
dude.
parameters on sex.
No, sex has a beginning and an end. And it begins with an erection and it ends with a dude coming.
No, dude. No.
So if Wilt he had like 4 different girls, and he made each individual girl come.
I don't care if they come. What are you talking about?
there's your real answer. There's your real answer.
Get outta here.
That certainly is not a factor. No.
That was good, though. You teed me up nicely for that. Did you feel me going to that direction? Because I was waiting for somebody to ask.
Yes.
God, that took forever. That's what she said.
Oh, great way to end the show. And for you at home, go to MyBookie.com. Use the promo code Drinkin Bros to double your deposit up to $1,000. College football preview show is out now. We'll be checking all the spreads, and we are 3 weeks away from opening weekend of college football. Cannot wait. All the odds are up for Heisman, national championship. You name it, they're up. As well as the NFL odds are just released as well. We'll get into those next week. For D'Anthony Holloway, Delco Dan, Hot Bob, Papa Giorgio, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Monday Morning Recap.